Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales. These are the adventures of The Rookies, a curated actual play of the tabletop role-playing game Masks, a New Generation from Magpie Publishing. Previously on Tavern Tales, the Rookies are split from Terry Chase, who finally gets a rematch against his cousin Zed.
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? One beer or two, I'll drink to you.
And we're back with another episode of The Rookies, where we're counting down the hits. I'm Vern Tales. It's been a while since we were on the air. Pandemics and all led to the studio being closed for a bit of time. And as a result, I've lost a lot of my notes about where we were and what we were doing. Most of our group had returned back to the base. Some carried in the arms of the great and powerful Bo, some arriving in an explosion of sand and future apocalyptic news. But one did not come back to the team's base. One Terry the Chase. So let's tune in as Terry has finally crossed the street and left the cops behind, only to find himself face to face, sword to sword, with his own cousin, Alejandra, Zed. And so let's settle into the game itself and paint a picture for the opening panels of this comic book. Because the front of this comic book is Terry, front and center, right? He's mid-ground, but he is there. We'll get you to describe what Terry looks like in a moment, because in the foreground, you see a nicely nail-painted hand holding the hilt and the crossguard. You can see the big basket for the sword of Zorro, the sword of the De La Vegas. And you see the blade of the sword itself comes off the end of the page. As it's in the foreground. So we are basically standing from perspective behind Alejandra and looking at Terry. And in the background, you can see red and blue circling lights in the distant fuzzy background, and maybe even a bit of the sign of the Ramada in the very background. And there is a huge, mostly empty parking lot in front of Terry Chase. So what does Terry look like in this moment? What is his physicality?
Terry is standing. He's wearing his iconic leather jacket that he wears all the time and his black skinnies and a button-up shirt because he's trying to be inconspicuous when he went to the Ramada but failed at that. On the cover, it looks like he's running towards. So his sword is back behind him like he's going to do a big slash as he's running towards the cover or towards you.
What's the look on his face?
One full of anger.
What's he holding in his hands?
He's holding a sword that he stole off the ninjas from the hotel.
Really?
No, he's not holding a sword. Is he holding a sword?
I thought you did steal a sword.
He did steal a sword, but then he lost the sword.
You lost the ninja sword?
Yeah, he didn't have the sword when he fled the battle.
He's holding his pocket knife.
A pocket knife. Okay. You might not remember it, but you could also have taken Grandma's cane.
Okay, I'm totally holding Grandma's cane, and as he's running, it's one of those twist canes.
No.
Yeah. Can't have a sword inside the cane.
There's no sword inside the cane. You've got the cane.
My grandma's badass, though.
She's
she should
definitely
totally
badass.
have a sword in
She
her
doesn't
cane.
need a sword to beat you. That's how badass she is.
No, it is just a cane.
Okay.
And if you have seen The Mask of Zorro with Antonio Banderas and Anthony Hopkins, you know of the cane because Anthony Hopkins fights Antonio Banderas with the cane in that scene.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, it's a cane. We're going to do homage to that.
Yeah.
As he's running towards Alejandra on the cover, he is got a cane that is out to the side, like he is going to use it as a weapon.
Cool. Yeah, I love it. Except we open the comic book up, and the very first page is the 4 people of our leader, the remainder of the party, sitting on a couch like they're the cast of Friends at Central Perk, looking at their phones, because but that wasn't something that they did on Friends. But this instance here, instead of holding cups of coffee, they're all holding their phones and looking at it. And we get a single blurb from each of them about Terry Chase's blocked message. And we'll go in order around here, where Solarian just has a ... above his name. And then we'll give some description of what each of these characters looks like and the one thing they say.
George is sitting on the couch. He's wearing his black hoodie that he's wearing before, and you can see all the scorch marks from being sent back to the present from the future, and there's sand everywhere. So he's holding his phone in one hand, and he's holding his shoe in the other, and you can see sand coming out of it. So he's trying to get all the sand out of everything. It's just like, sand gets in everything.
Bo is like trying to ignore George because she's come up as like, I don't know, maybe a little bit more heroic or whatever than she's comfortable with necessarily coming off. So she's just like ignoring the sand conversation completely. And is
she sitting next to George?
Yeah, next in line, just because she's worried he's like actually hurt or whatever. So it's like trying to ignore somebody without actually like I'm in the vicinity, but trying to ignore you. Anyways, looking at the text message, I'm like, Terry's always in trouble. This is, yeah. I don't know. Terry's in for it this time.
XP is sitting on the couch, cross-legged, hunched over on their phone, and they're simply doing searches on Google to try and determine what blocked means, because no one has explained it to them. And their speech bubble is, Google, please explain blocked. And thousands of definitions come up for XP to sift through.
Cool. Jeb is a little bit off to one side, hunkered over a computer, and Solarian was actually leaning against the couch on the side that has George Grady sitting on it. So there we are. That's where we are sitting at with the 3 of you. And I'm really getting the feeling like Adora is sitting close to George, side-eyeing away from George and leaning away from George to give the subtle impression of not being very impressed.
Yeah. XP.
That's the panel. The next panel is previously. We see Terry and Alejandra. So the camera focus is in now. The picture being drawn is on Alejandra herself. She holds the whip in one hand, the sword of Zorro in the other, and a cocky grin on her face. And she says, Tavern.
So when Terry sees Alejandra, he's going to flip his grip on the cane so that it's more weapon-like, and he just starts charging at her.
Okay. Welcome to the start of the game, everyone. I am going to add a team to the pool, and I will remind you all, do not tell me what move you are doing. You tell me what your action looks like in the scene, and then I will say, sounds like you're trying to directly engage a threat. And then you'll be like, I guess, I don't know, or whatever, right? So this is the structure of the game is...
Be unsure of yourselves.
No, you describe your physicality, and I'll tell you whether it's a move or not.
Got
right? Because, like, remember, you were fighting those police officers. You were kept wanting to directly engage a threat, and I kept telling you, that's not a threat. They're police officers. You're a superhero.
All right.
You can just do the stuff. So, you rush at Alejandra with what intent? What are you trying to do?
I am going to rush at Alejandra to knock her off of her footing. So, like, I want to make her unstable so I can get my sword back. My intention is to get my sword back, but I have to first get her prone, knock her on her feet.
You're going to sweep the leg?
I'm going to sweep the leg with the cane.
Sweep the leg.
Or if she decides to try and whip me, I'm going to catch it with the cane and then yank the whip out of her hands.
So what are you doing? waiting for her to try to whip you, or are you rushing her?
I am rushing her.
All right.
I am rushing her. Yes.
That sounds perfect. That sounds like you're exactly rushing and engaging a threat directly.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you roll to directly engage a threat?
Yeah. Nope. Not yet. See. 11.
Is that all you have for directly engaging a threat?
Oh, plus my danger. 13.
13 is a ton. You've rolled more than 10. You get to pick 2 of those lists below. What do you choose to do?
I am going to resist and avoid their blows and take something from them.
You rush out to engage. Alejandra levels the sword at you and readies the whip. You quickly repartee back and forth, sword to cane. Alejandra says something witty like,
Be witty, Kyle. Come on.
In French. Be witty in French.
oh, you bring a little stick to a sword fight. To which Terry says,
Yeah, it's not the size that matters. It's how you use it. Oh, man, that's amazing. Yeah, he replies, it's not the size that matters. It's how you use it. And then he envelopes the sword, which is a disarming move in fencing.
okay, so you flick the sword and you take it from Alejandra.
Yeah, and you see the sword go up in the air and then stab point down into the ground.
Okay, cool.
Ting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to give you the sword, but you don't have the sword now. It's in the ground over there. That's fine. Into the asphalt itself, which is hard to do. Nonetheless.
Because she rolled a 13.
Yeah.
It went into the one patch of like dirt just between the asphalt that cracked in the whole parking lot.
Okay.
Because comic books, that's how they work.
Why not? I don't mind. So we see a panel, a quick 3 panel with an angle. Those little panels, and they're like a 45-degree angle, then another 45-degree angle, and a flat panel. So we see the envelopement, which is where the swords quickly spin with each other. It disengages the wrist of Alejandra. The sword then flips in those other 2 panels, and in the last panel is pointed straight down into this little patch of grass. It's a larger panel, and in the background, you can see like a shiny British-style Rolls Royce, silvery in color, sitting in the parking lot. It is one of the few vehicles in the parking lot, and it's definitely noticeable in this. You have directly evaded the blow of Alejandra as she lashes out with the whip and misses you, and she definitely would have taken an eye if she had got you, but she did not.
Whew.
What do you want to do?
Can I, when she goes to whip out, the way I get out of the way is I throw my cane up so it wraps around the cane.
You just did the thing with that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you evaded her blow. So what do you do?
I am going to give her a good knee to the stomach. So I'm just going to come up and knee her in the stomach, which would cause her to double over, flip over her back, and grab my sword and pose.
All right, so you want to directly engage a threat again.
Of course.
All right, so you directly engage the threat again. You can roll.
9 plus my danger is 11.
Wow. And you do not have any conditions that provoke you to not have a problem with directly engaging a threat?
Nope.
Excellent. What is the condition you currently face?
Guilt.
Oh, what does that do to you?
A -2 to provoke someone or assess the situation.
All right, so you're not assessing nothing. You have no idea what's going on.
That's
You're
what
just
happens
gonna
with the cops.
Beat up your cousin. All right,
Yeah.
So what are the 2 you're choosing to do?
I am going to resist their blows because that seems like a very smart thing to do, and frighten the opposition.
Cool. Okay, so they have a -1 against you on a forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I forgot to do something. When you first did your thing and you took the sword from her and flipped it out, you've traded blows. So you have made your enemy here, Alejandra, insecure. And when you've made your enemy insecure, I get to do a move from that playbook of insecurity, from the move conditions that are infected by them. And she leaps backwards from you, and she says to you, seeing the sword laying on the ground, the whip in her hand, and she says, I see that you have reclaimed your sword, and I should not have taken it from you in the first place. I'm sorry, cousin.
Throw me off my game.
You're in the chest anyways. No, don't do that.
I know. I kind of want to still knee her,
no.
but I can't because she said sorry, and I'm not a dick. But she is, and I feel like she's trying to be sneaky right now. Okay, so when she says that, I hold the cane out to her to kind of mark her, And then I walk over and I pick up the sword in my other hand.
Sure, you claim the sword.
Yeah.
When you claim the sword, you reach down to pull it. We see the Rolls Royce. It doesn't have the logo, the thing, the front thing, the thing that sticks up off the hood of the car. Like usually it's like a Jaguar for the
Little
Jaguar vehicles.
Hood ornament?
Yeah, sure. That piece there that comes off the hood, it actually is a symbol. And we've seen that symbol before on the chest of the guy in the future.
Is that the sun thing? Whatever.
Yep. The little sundial with a what?
P with a P in it. There's a P insignia inside the sundial.
Yes.
So that's what it looks like on the car.
There you go.
We still don't know what P is.
That's what we see. And what do you do?
When I pick up my sword, I'm going to do like a cross guard. And that means it's like a cane on the sword over top. So that's what you see in the panel. And I'll be like, now it's my turn to take something from you. Hand over the whip.
Sounds like you're trying to provoke your opponent. Is that right? Are you trying to provoke Alejandra to charge you or to take it away from you?
I was thinking more intimidate, like she would just give it and leave.
That's your hope.
That was my hope. I don't want to actually have to fight her again, but I will.
Yeah, this sounds like a provoke then. Why don't you roll to provoke?
I have -2 on provoking. This is going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty guilty.
Fuck.
Okay, I thought it was snake eyes.
So when you roll to provoke, you're rolling plus superior. What's your superior?
0. I have
0. And you have a 4, so you're -2 because you're guilty. So you rolled a 2 total, and that's a failure. Mark potential.
I only need one more for potential. How are you doing?
I've already marked off 2 of mine. Yeah, I've been raking up potential like no one's business throughout this game.
I don't know why I haven't, because I
dice
roll
more.
terrible.
But you haven't rolled terrible, and also Chelsea's gotten to roll a lot more than everybody else.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Taking all the panels.
I have one advance.
I liked
Is
it when
this called the Rookies or is this called the Terry Chase book?
Terry Chase
he's
and
like
gang.
the leader, right? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Terry and the gang.
Terry and the gang.
That would have been so good.
Terry's crew.
Terry's
was bad.
cruise. Oh my god.
With that, Alejandra looks at you with pity.
Ah, fuck.
Nothing but piteous contempt on her Quebecois face. And that expression from people from Quebec is
Like they're
tangible.
scathing.
Belly
Like you can
poop.
taste it.
Mhm.
You can taste the look she's giving you right now as she stands there, slowly smiling, and says, it is not my fault. I have always been better than you.
Ooh.
And you feel that. I mean, she's got hundreds of ninjas at her disposal. Yeah, and then she strikes a superhero pose. Because I'm doing that right now anyway. Hands on hips, and you see the whip is coiled up in her hand. And I mean, she's so pretty. And dressed in her black ninja-esque outfit, tight and supermodel-esque. And she's so much taller than you.
Gotta rub the height thing in every time. Okay. Damn, that was harsh. Are you better? Or are you only better because of the ninjas that you pay with your daddy's checkbook?
She just chuckles.
Damn it. This is not going my way.
You did roll a 2.
I know.
Yeah.
Surprised she didn't shift your labels.
I feel like she's trying. She's trying real hard and it's working. I'm just getting angry now. I just want to attack her. You said she chuckles.
Yeah, she chuckles.
When she chuckles, I am going to run towards her, chuck the cane at her, and get ready to swing the sword.
All right, sounds like you're once again directly engaging a threat. You had so many other options.
What do you want me to do in this? I don't know. I don't know, Kyle.
Talk her down? I don't know.
No, why would I talk somebody that just like insulted me? I'm a teenager. It's mean.
It's fine. If you want to only do one thing this entire game, that's fine. That's up to you. If you just want to punch people, that's fine. Go ahead and use your I'm a shitty little teenager and punch people in the face all the time. That's fine if that's what you want to do.
You're making it sound like it's the worst choice possible.
I am simply pointing out that there are still other options that you can do that you may wish to pull off with your drives. There are two different drives.
There's
I'm
two other
playing to
drives,
right now.
right? Yeah.
And I was just saying that you have an option here and you have basic moves that you can look at. Plus, don't forget that based on, the fact that you're a beacon, you also have your Suck It Domatan, right? So whenever you're going to roll to directly engage a threat, you should be rolling danger instead of savior, right? And because that should be the case every time.
But my savior is better right now than my danger.
That's up to you.
Okay. No, that's fair. Okay. I'm going to look at her. I'm going to lower my sword, slip it in my belt.
You know what, Alejandra? There shouldn't be fighting between blood like this. I got my sword back. That's what matters. I'll catch you on the flip side.
He's going to turn to walk away.
You don't get to walk away from me. I have not decided that the fight is done. You are a fool, Terry Chase. You do not deserve to carry the sword of Zorro. Why you are even given the choice to have it, I do not know. And I'm going to say she's trying to shift your labels.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that she is trying to say that you are more mundane than you are a danger.
And if I...
Do you wish to accept this, or are you just going to roll against it?
So when I accept it, then I...
Shift your labels.
I'm going to reject that by saying...
Clearly I can't be that bad if I got the sword back from you now, Alejandra.
All right, roll.
6. I am going to use a team selfishly.
So in this instance here, you have a +1 forward against them because they are frightened of you. So you're now at a 6 total.
Okay.
So I can't give her team because we're not there, right? Yeah.
But I can use it selfishly.
Uh-oh.
Remember what happened last time? We all got blocked from our phone calls.
You're going to shift one label up and one label down, your choice, to get to that 7.
Yeah. And if I don't, I just have to do what they said, right?
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, I remember that last time I used the team selfishly, something bad happened.
Yeah,
You blocked us. That's what. There's consequences to being selfish.
But I mean, I'm already over here. So I mean, what further bad consequence can there be?
Well, Kyle will think of something.
Damn it, Kyle.
There has to be consequences for being selfish.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
You're using team selfishly.
Sorry, guys.
What labels are you shifting?
I'm shifting danger up and I am shifting mundane down.
So the opposite.
Yeah, the
Of
complete
what
opposite.
Alejandra was saying to you. How did you insult and ignore your teammates now?
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's how it works. I thought you just assigned something.
I think it's funny how the leader of our group is the most selfish person.
So dickish.
I think we're going to have a
getting-
leadership regime change.
Terry's middle name is Richard.
Aww.
Now, you get to choose one. You may clear a condition or mark potential and immediately act to prove them wrong. Or you can, once again, shift a label up and a label down, your choice. Or you can cancel their influence over you and have a +1 forward against them. What would you like to do?
Mark potential.
You must now immediately act to prove them wrong.
Unblock everybody and send like a dick pic or something. And then
Yeah.
Jeb turns the TV on, and there's a fight happening in a parking lot between two people on a sword. And there's a chopper over above hovering, and there's a man on the ground on the sidewalk talking about this encounter with Terry the Chase. And you can see it on the TV. So we flip to our friends here, and we see Terry fighting Alejandra, Zed. And it is very clear how little Terry cares about the group, because Terry, clear as a bell, the only voice in a big pause, says something really negative about the group being...
Oh, this is so terrible. I hate this now.
I love it.
burn us to the ground.
How are you going to come back from this one?
I know, right? Fuck. I did not think this through, and now I'm regretting all my choices because this is not Terry. Terry, what are you doing?
We have to have a redemption arc. That's yours.
Yeah, apparently.
I love redemption arcs.
We all do.
I don't need you to tell me that I'm better, and I don't need some dumb group to whoop your ass. It's easy to call yourself the best when you're working alone. You have no one tripping you up all the time, like the bunch of rejects I've got sitting at base.
And all of you hear that. Terry's just been ridiculously insulting and called you all...
Rejects.
You called you all the rejects.
I mean, it's fitting for us.
It's not untrue. That's what George says, and he deflates and touches his chest and like, that's not untrue. Because he's still hopeless in all of these other terrible conditions and just like, deflates even more into the couch.
I'm going to kick his ass.
Why is everybody so angry? Terry's talking about us on national TV.
Oh, XK, I love you.
Cute.
Hey! Howdy! Eureka! I think I found something. And we flash back to Terry.
Oh my gosh. This is such a freaking heavy episode of Terry. Can we
Yes.
do something not?
You're on the cover, so
I know. Why? Okay.
Sorry, Terry. You've said your words. Now you must act to prove them wrong. And everyone watches on
Yeah.
live TV as suddenly Terry...
He is going to run at Alejandra and flip over top of her using his acrobatics, because that's what he does, and kick her in the back to her knees.
Sure. All right, roll to directly engage a threat.
Fuck.
That's
You're
like
not
the
really
third
good
time
at
you got a
that.
5.
I know. But this time I can add to it, so I'm going to be fine. So 8.
So with an 8, you get to choose one.
Impress the opposition.
All right, you've already frightened her.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're going to impress her. That's fine. She's scared of you and a bit impressed of you. You kick her in the back. She reels forward and turns and whips you in the face.
Whoa!
Roll to
Ouch.
take a powerful blow because you did not choose
Yeah.
to resist their blows.
I was thinking I should do that, but
Yep.
Hope he gets a sweet ass scar.
I know, right?
he's gonna lose
a
an
good-
eye.
No, that's literally what Bo just said as you're watching this on TV.
That's amazing.
I like it.
And remember, lower is better, and you have to add your conditions to what you've got. That's right.
I like this.
Choose one of those options below. You lash out verbally, provoking a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition that is not applicable because you're acting all by yourself. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and you're going to mark 2 conditions for yourself. So you can't choose the top one. You have no teammates involved.
I'm going to mark 2 conditions.
Oh, wow. What conditions are you marking?
Angry,
Yeah, okay. That should make you angry.
hopeless, because I realized that I've put myself into this very lonely, isolated situation, and I've fucked up.
You have hurt your cousin and made them hopeless, and she flees into the night with a dire depredation to say, the family will choose me over you. What?
I know she's a Spanish name, but she's French.
The family will choose me over you.
You're going
No, I'm
Mexican.
Italian.
Say tabernacle and get yourself back in.
The family will choose me, not you. And she flees into the night. You have defeated a foe all by yourself.
Woo! You did a thing.
And you may now underline your drive. Which drive are you marking?
Take down a threat all on your own. I was trying to stop a fight with calm words, and it didn't work.
No, you always never choose that one, Chelsea. I don't even know why you
turn
picked
my
that
back.
one.
I don't know. Because the beacon should.
Your phone lays at your feet. It definitely seems to have something wrong with it. You stoop to pick it up. The next panel has everybody looking expectantly at Jeb.
Howdy! I love those first words. That'd be hilarious.
Howdy!
Jeb, what did you find out?
I think I know where this black box has come from. I believe I know its origin here in the city. Howdy!
Oh, that's very interesting. Please tell us more.
He does. He gives you an address to what he believes to be a warehouse out in one of the industrial areas in the city.
Guys, we have a place that we can go together without that Terry guy.
But I want to kick his ass.
I mostly was saying without the Terry guy because he's on TV right now and I don't think we can pull him out of the TV.
You don't have the ability to do that yet? Disappointing.
Should I?
I don't know. Should you?
I don't know. Let me Google it.
I don't think that's how Google works, but what do I know?
Someone told me that Google is all-knowing and knows everything of everything, so I'm pretty sure if anybody's gonna know, it's gonna be Google.
And George, you see shoulders go up and then shoulders go down. Just shrugs.
Well, XP, it's just something for you to work on. That's all.
I will make sure that I add that to my working repertoire.
So let's go.
Yeah, I'm pretty cooped up. I think we should stretch our legs and go for a walk to this warehouse.
What about Terry? Should we just leave him because apparently he doesn't need us?
Well, we can't tell him where we're going. He's blocked all of us.
I was thinking we could go pick him up on the way, but whatever you guys think's cool. Whatever.
What does being blocked have to do with accessing someone?
You know how sometimes people will, I don't know, shut the door or slam the door in your face when they're mad at you?
I think I've seen it.
That's what Terry did to us virtually. He slammed the door and locked it, and we can't communicate with him via text.
What? That is super not nice.
I know. That's why I said I wanted to kick his ass, and you were all like, I don't know what's going on.
I understand.
I know.
We need
I'm
to unlock.
sorry I didn't tell you earlier.
So we need to find a way to unlock the door then.
Yep, we can. It's all up to him if he wants to unlock the door. That's the way relationships work, unfortunately.
We're all in a relationship with Terry?
I mean, friendship.
I'm learning.
I know. XP, I can teach you so much.
I really appreciate that.
Yep. More than Jed.
Jeb?
So no to picking up Terry then.
I mean, we should try because I need to kick his ass. But other than that, I don't know. It hurts to be blocked even like on the cell phone.
I'm such a dick, guys.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales, a curated masks, a new generation game set in the superhero teenage world of Halcyon City. Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.